Looking for help for a dynasty football league, a normal NFL fantasy football league, or just a normal football fan and excited for the NFL draft? Well, here we go. We're starting our NFL scouting reports today. Let's get this thing going. A lot of information in this video. We're going to have little tiny chapters and sections that you guys can click around in the comment sections if you guys don't want to watch the entire video. But if you're interested in dynasty football or just a normal football league, or again, just a simple football fan and excited because you think your team's going to draft some of these players, be sure to stay tuned. The series starts today. We got a lot to discuss. And again, you're going to want to watch the entire video for the best analysis possible. But if not, and you want to skip around for certain players that you may be interested in drafting in, be sure to check the comment section and click to the guy that you want to see. Let's hop right into this thing.
180. 180, set.
Hello and welcome. This is Nick from Top Notch Sports. December of the 2023 Safety NFL Draft Prospects for the 2023 NFL season. This video should not be that long, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. This safety draft class is an interesting one. That does not mean they're good. That does not mean they're bad. But I'm going to go over every single guy as fast as I can. There is 10 guys, and there's 1 sheet, 2 sheets, 3 sheets of notes is all for these guys that we're going to be going over. Again, this video should be short and easy. Again, comparing to last year's draft class 2, we'll have that in the video for sure. And then we'll talk about my rankings. Again, my track record with the safeties have been up and have been down. I know you guys, kind of try to scold me on some of these guys. Look, you got to understand that some of these guys get hyped up for doing things that are good, but not great. And sometimes, again, when their team has success, they get highlighted as one of the bright spots, even though that there are other safeties on bad teams that do very good that don't get hyped up. So again, take everything with a grain of salt. The rankings part is the most annoying part because everyone wants to say, oh, where'd you rank this guy? Oh, you had him number 5, you had him number 2, you had him number 1. Oh my, the ranking doesn't matter. It's more about the analysis. So again, let's get into each one of these guys. I'll talk about everybody. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, click on the little timestamps. It's going to let you go exactly to the guy that you want to see. So let's do this right now. All right, here is our 2023 safety prospects. So here's my track record, okay? We date all the way back to 2020. I've had some ups and downs over the years, but it is what it is. I mean, that's every single position. You hear me say this every single time. So back in 2020, I was a guy that loved Grant Delpit. I still like Grant Delpit. He's been injured a little bit over there in Cleveland. I loved Grant Delpit. Fast, physical, plays, can cover very well. I just liked his physical ability. And I know now everyone's going to say, oh, Xavier McKinney. And look, I like Xavier McKinney. And I know everyone's going to say Antoine Winfield, But a lot of these guys, like everyone gets all over the place with this. Let's think. Delpit's been hurt, okay? Duggar's actually not bad at all. All right, I'm going to continue to say that. Ashton Davis isn't great, okay? That's just the truth about him. Antoine Winfield is pretty dang good. But he also got a little bit overhyped after they won the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, okay? He's a very good player, but I'm saying when it's all said and done, I still believe that Grant Delpit will probably be the best safety. Him, Duggar, and McKinney, in my opinion, those 3, I feel I have a very good shot at ending up being the best guy. And last but not least, like I said, you got someone like McKinney. McKinney was a little slow coming out of college. I really didn't like him that much. But again, it is what it is. I truly believe Grant Delpit and Kyle Duggar were the 2 best prospects coming out of the draft. 2021. I like 2021. I think I did a pretty dang good job in 2021. Trayvon Merring, number 1. I think he was the best prospect. Him and Javon Holland were number 1 and number 2. And it's a tight race between those 2 still right now. The Raiders have had a lot of turnover and turmoil. They go from cover 3, single high, to last year where Patrick Graham systems all over the place. I mean, so it's a tough adjustment for him. Javon Holland's been in a very similar situation the entire time through. Either one of these guys could be ranked number 1, but I still going to go with my boy Trayvon Merring. I feel like he was the best safety coming out of the draft. Andre Cisco, number 3. A lot of people didn't have Andre Cisco, number 3. I loved Andre Cisco. I still love Andre Cisco for Jacksonville. I think he's a very good player. Jamar Johnson, number 4. Caden Stearns, number 5. Both of them, I believe, went to Denver. I like both of them. Hamza Nasirildeen was a little bit of a safety linebacker hybrid kind of a guy. I kind of swung for the fences there. Or Darius Washington, there's him. Damar Hamlin. Everyone knows I also like Damar Hamlin too. Richie Grant got drafted way too early by Atlanta, but he's not bad, so maybe I missed a little bit on him. And Richard Lee account. I don't even know where the hell he is. Last year, okay? Some ups and downs again. Kyle Hamilton, number 1. To be honest with you, I have Hamilton right number 1. That was me. Daxton Hill is a guy to me that I actually probably like better. I kind of let the media kind of influence me to take Hamilton. Now, again, Hamilton, the reason why I put him at 1, yeah, I was influenced slightly, but again, he was 6'4". Okay, he's a big guy. He can't move that fast, but he's a big guy. He's one of those hybrid kind of guys. So, to me, he could end up being the best. Daxton Hill, I liked him a lot. Lewis Cine, I liked him a lot. Kirby Joseph, I was a big fan of. Not many people were a fan of Kirby Joseph. Went to Detroit. Kirby Joseph had a really good season last year. Bubba Bolden, not so much. Jalen Petrie, you can say I missed on him a little bit for sure. I mean, again, he went into a good system last year. He really fit well, actually, with Lovie Smith, Ron McKinley, Jaquan Brisker. I know everyone's going to knock me for Brisker. He's that box safety. He is what he is. He's gonna come up, play in the box, tackle guys, etc., etc. That's the type of guy Jaquan Brisker is. I like that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's he's a special kind of safety. That's a special breed. But when you talk about coverage guys and that, and the other thing, I don't know if he's up there with some of the other guys. And then Brian Cook. Here is my grade scale. Okay, these are what I grade guys on. In-game speed, man coverage, zone coverage, ball hawking ability, deflections, tackling, hip power, flexibility, cutting routes, deep routes. This is after my complete analysis after film study and the combine. Let's hop into this thing. Here's the first guy. Now, again, this is in no particular order. At the end of the video, I'll give you my rankings via my personal analysis. But right now, I'm just going to give it to you via the grade scale. Jordan Battle earned a 68 as a grade. That means he earned 68% of the points. That's pretty good. That's probably right around a B- to a B average. 6'1", 209, 4'5", 540. Here's his notes. This kid is a monster. He's a guy that can do a little bit of everything. The only thing he is missing is top-end speed. He is phenomenal at jumping routes and taking it the other way. He has great hands and is a great ball hawk. He reads and reacts to plays super fast and is crazy. He is crazy, at hitting people. To put it softly. Okay, he lays people out at times. Okay, that's Jordan Battle. So what are his strengths? He's 6'1", 209. He's good in zone, good ball hawking ability, good hip power, good job cutting routes. His weaknesses, not the most flexible guy, going to be more of a downhill zone type of, you're not going to see him lay out for a ball and swat it out of the air and make any crazy acrobatical play. No, he is a short, stand up, straight up safety. He's going to hit you. He's going to, you try to catch a ball, he's going to hit you. You try to run the ball, he's going to hit you. That's what he's going to do. He's going to hit you. He's not going to make any of these acrobatical plays out of the air and none of that stuff. And again, because of that, again, he doesn't really deflect passes as much as some of these acrobatic guys do. Here's his breakdown. I'm not going to hit pause and show you this all the time. You're more than welcome to hit pause, take a look, let me know what you think. This is what earned him that grade. Here's the next guy, Brian Branch. Earned a 67 as a grade. 5'11", 190, 4'5", 840. Here's his notes. This kid is one of those guys that are going to be an up-in-your-face kind of a safety. He is not going to grade out very well because he is not the most physically gifted speed and height-wise kind of a guy, but he can play his role within the defense. First, he has good flexibility, which helps him deflect passes. He seems to have a good vertical to get the hand on the football when it's up in the air. He can plow through running back protection on safety blitzes. He has a good reaction time and can read and react well to underneath passes. He can lay a nasty hit on players. The one surprising thing I noticed on his film is this, that he is not bad in coverage. He can play both man and zone, and, not being that fast, having elite speed. He's able to play man and zone. His biggest weakness will be his speed. So he will not be able to cover quick slot receivers. I would not recommend him in man coverage a lot at the next level, but it's something that he showed signs of being able to do in college. So what are his strengths? Well, again, he's good at man coverage, at the college level. And again, what I mean by strengths is he showed me that he could do this at an above average level at college. Okay. So he can deflect passes. He's good at tackling. He has good hit power, and he can blitz off the edge. Weaknesses, speed. 4.58 40 is not that great, especially if you want to be playing man coverage. Ball hawk, again, doesn't really pick off the ball that much in college. Cutting routes, he's not one of those guys that really jumps in the, passing lanes and picks it off. Here's his breakdown, and we're going to take a look at that. Here's the next guy, earned a 67 as a grade. Ronnie Hickman, 6 foot, 203, did not run a 40. I want to say it again, 6 foot, 203, did not run a 40. Here's his notes. This kid was fun to watch. He has pretty good speed from tape I watched and seems to fly to the ball, especially once he knows who has the ball in their hands. So again, a little bit of those guys that once he can, once he sees it, he reacts really fast. He has great reaction speed. The issue is, can he recognize the play all the time? He is pretty good in coverage and can play both man and zone. He does a great job cutting routes. I think he could be one of the few safeties that can start at the next level. Okay, so what are his strengths? Good at cutting routes, weakness, form tackling. Not the greatest form tackler, okay? So again, a lot in the middle, right? There's very few strengths, very few weaknesses, a lot in the middle. He can get some of these middle things, average things, to become strengths. And this guy could be a hell of a player. Here's his breakdown, and we're going to take a look at that. Here's the next guy, Daniel Scott, 6'1", 208, 4.45 40. That's pretty dang fast. Okay, here's his notes. This kid can do a little bit of everything. First, he does a great job of jumping routes. He can get a hand on it, the football, I'm trying to say, or pick it off. He loves to blitz and does it often, usually through the A, B, or even C gaps. He doesn't really go off the edge a lot, but he can do that as well. He also plays the jump ball really, really well. The best thing about this guy is his ability to play in the box, split safety, or single high. It seems he will do anything the defense asks. So again, this guy can do a little bit, very versatile, going to be a coach's best friend that likes to use versatility. So again, strengths, good size, 6'1", 208, good speed, okay, runs a 4.45 40, sold on film. Good at blitzing as well, okay, likes to blitz. And again, the one thing I really want to mention is versatility as well. That should be listed here as a strength as well, to be honest with you. Weakness, hit power, right? He's not going to be one of these guys that'll lay you out. He's good physical guy, 6'1", 208, pretty fast, can blitz. You can play him in split safety, single high safety, blitz him, in the A gap, B gap, C gap, blitz him off the edge, whatever that you want to do. This guy can do a little bit of everything. He's not the most polished guy. That's why you don't see, man coverage, zone coverage, tackling, all that stuff, in strengths. But all of it's in the middle again. The same thing as before. If he can bump some of those things over here, over to the strength side, that would be a hell of a move for him. Here's his breakdown, and we'll take a look at that. Here's the next guy. He earned a 67 as a grade. Jatavius Martin, 5'11", 194, and a 4.46 40. Okay? This guy can cover. Cover. He can play really good man covers for his safety. I think he could be a great nickel cornerback for an NFL team. He may truly be the best cover safety in the entire draft. The only concern at times, when he is in man, he falls behind. But he usually makes up for it with his great flexibility. He tends to get his hand on everything and gets some great deflections. So again, what are his strengths here? Tight coverage in the sense of he can play man and zone. He's just an all-around covered guy, right? And he plays man coverage better than most safeties do in college. Phenomenal, really is. And makes some good deflections. Okay. The issue here is that, again, it seems like sometimes in man coverage, okay, here's like a little hidden weakness. That's not a weakness. Sometimes in man coverage, he trails behind. He falls behind. But now, again, it just seems like this guy's flexibility, is able to make up for it. And he's able to get a hand on the football and make a nice deflection. So, again, the only weakness for this guy is his tackling. This guy might be it's not the great, I shouldn't say tackling, I should say form tackling. Okay, he's not perfect form, and he's not the biggest guy either, 5'11", 194. So, I mean, again, It is what it is. Really good cover guy. Might be the best cover guy in the draft. Would not be surprised if he becomes an nickel corner. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to take a look at that. Here's the next guy, J.L. Skinner, earned a 62 as a grade. 6'4", 209, did not run a 40. Here's his notes. This kid has the height and weight to be crazy good. I wanted to like this guy a lot, and I know he can be special, but his film was just not there. There was nothing he did that was special. The only thing I can give him the nod for was jumping some routes on occasion. There was no fire under his ass when he was playing, okay? I hope a coach can coach him up or fire this guy up because, man, the potential's there. He would step up and stop the run on occasion and make decent hits. The main thing I will say he did do was play in coverage almost every snap. He does not blitz often. So this is a guy that didn't run a 40, so his speed's up in the air. I've heard some people say good speed. I heard some people say not so good speed. I got it right in the middle. Not a strength, not a weakness. His strength is his size, man. 6'4", 219. I mean, I'm hoping I can bet on this guy. Hoping a coach can get a fire lit under his ass and get this guy to play great, at the next level. But his weakness is below average in zone coverage, below average ball hawk. He doesn't do it often. Deflection's not really there. Flexibility, again, I'm not seeing him dive out, lay out to deflect the ball or anything. He just kind of, his tape is when he is there, he's there, and congratulations. I mean, I want to see a guy that lays out for the frickin' ball and gets a handle. That's what I want to see, and I just didn't see with J.L. Skinner. Now, again, he could get there with his size and, weight and his physicality, hopefully. Just didn't see it in college. So I'm hoping to bet on this guy's upside, but right now it's just not there. Here's his breakdown. You're more than going to take a look at that. Here's the next guy, Jairi Brown. Earned a 62 as a grade. 5'11", 203, 4'6", 540. Okay, not the tallest, not the heaviest, definitely not the fastest. This kid plays in a box, and he is almost a safety linebacker hybrid at times. He does a good job sliding into passing lanes and picking it off the passes in the box. He's a phenomenal blitzer. So this is a guy, again, I mean, it's tough to grade him, He plays in the box a lot. That's his strength. He can blitz a little bit within there, but most of his film, I mean, like, not most of it, but he plays in the box a lot. Okay, so that's his strength. His weakness, man, 4'6", 540 is not going to cut it. It really ain't at the next level. I mean, unless you're trying to transition to linebacker, but for the love of God, there's some linebackers nowadays that run 4'4". Okay, zone coverage, not the greatest really there either. I mean, for a safety, good zone coverage for a linebacker, not really great for a safety. Deflections, okay, doesn't really get a ton of deflections. Not the most flexible and deep routes. Again, when you're on a 4'6", 540, you can't really expect to be that good on the deep ball. So again, makes no sense. Here's his breakdown. You're more than welcome to take a look at that. Here's the next guy, Brandon Joseph. Earned a 60 as a grade. 6 foot, 202, 4'6", 40. Okay, what are his notes? This kid was tough to find a ton of film on. From what I saw, he's a better downhill safety where he can play over the top. I would not make him play man coverage on anybody because there was just a lack that I saw on tape. He is good at rushing off the edge and can lay some nice hits. The main issue I saw with him is his form tackling. He wants to hit. He never wraps up and misses some tackles for this reason. Okay, so he's a guy that wants to hit. He's a guy that wants to hit, right? And he doesn't really wrap up, which kind of concerns me at times. So what are his strengths? Good at rushing off the edge, and he's good at blitzing. Again, I want to make it clear. You want to play this guy deep, or you want to play this guy in the box? You don't want to put him in a situation where he's covering like a curl flat or something, or has a weird kind of a quarter. You don't want to have him run a quarter, or I wouldn't even tell him to run a deep third. Probably split or in the box, because he's not that fast to cover quarters, and I don't think he's that fast to really cover deep third, because man, again, if he's your last line of defense, he might be a little slow. This is a guy I want to use in the box. So what are his strengths? Again, blitzing off the edge, that's something that he does. Weakness, man covers, zone covers, definitely below average. Didn't see him play man really at all on his tape. Zone covers, again, below average. Ball hawking ability, again, just wasn't there. deflections, tackling, flexibility. Again, he's a guy that wants to hit you, but sometimes when you go for a hit and you just don't try to wrap up, you miss. So that's exactly what happens with him. Here's his breakdown. You're more welcome to take a look at that. Here's the next guy, Jamie Robinson. Okay, I heard a lot about this guy. A lot of people telling me about him. 5'11", 191, 4'5", 940. Okay, here's the notes. This kid is a guy that is going to do whatever you ask him to do. He can blitz off the edge, play in the box, line up a man, or play deeper zones. His form tackling is not the greatest, but he tends to get the job done. He does not quit, and he tends to play with high effort the entire game. Okay, so what are his strengths? Blitzes off the edge, has versatility in the sense of he will do anything you ask this man to do. Weakness. Okay, speed. 4'5", 940 again. It's not really cutting it. You know, you got to be a little bit quicker. Zone coverage. Okay. Again, gotta be better, below average in zone he is. Okay, ball hawking ability, again, below average, tackling, flexibility, cutting routes, deep routes. Guys, it's the same damn story. Okay, a lot of these things, it's not that he's bad. Say he's below average in his position group. And, you know, this year's draft class, I'm just going to tell you now, I'm sorry, Jamie Robinson, I'm saying on yours, the whole damn thing, the whole damn draft class, I'm just not excited about the safety class. That's why I'm almost asleep and talking about this video. Okay, it is what it is. Here's his breakdown. You're more welcome to take a look at that. Here's the next guy, Trey Dean, earned a 57 as grade. 6'2", 200 pounds, 4'7", 40. Jesus. 7'5", 40? Are you an offensive lineman? Jeez. This kid is a guy that's going to want to be used in strictly zone schemes or downhill. He is a guy that can read and react decently well, but lacks speed for the next level. Oh, damn, what gave that away? Size, 6'2", 200. That's his strength. Bigger for a safety, I like it. Weakness, 4'7", 540. Below average in man, below average in zone, below average in ball hawk, below average in deflections, below average in tackling, below average in flexibility, below average in cutting routes, below average in deep routes. One thing I got really in the middle, hip power. Okay? Half decent with that. I'll give him that. Big guy, man. I hope this guy pans out. I hope he does. I just need this guy to be a little bit faster. I wouldn't want him covering no damn Tyreek Hill or something. Not being serious. Okay, of course not Tyreek Hill. But I fear that this guy can't cover Hunter Renfrow. Okay? So it is what it is. Here's his breakdown. Let me know what you think. Here is my 2023 safety rankings via the grade scale. Okay. So according to the grades that you just saw, Battle 1, Branch 2, Hickman 3, Scott 4, Martin 5, Skinner 6, Brown 7, Joseph 8, Robinson 9, Dean 10. Okay, there's the top 10 there. 2023 draft compared to 2022 rankings via grades used in this year's scale. Okay. Taking last year's draft class versus this year's draft class according to the grade scale. Okay, this is an unbiased source. This is not my rankings. This is what it says. So according to that, Daxton Hill was a top-ranked safety. Then Kirby Joseph, then Bubba Bolden. So maybe you like this grading better than my own personal analysis. Well, that's why I allow you to see both. Hamilton 4. Petrie 5. So the top 5 from last year, according to my grade scale, there's 5 guys from last year that earned a higher grade than the first guy this year, was Jordan Battle. Then after that, you got Lewis Cine, Ron McKinley. Then you got Brian Branch and Ronnie Hickman and Daniel Scott and Jartavius Martin. So right there, you see what? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 in a row right there. So there's a little bit of a gap there. So it shows you that this draft class has a little bit of depth, you know, after last year's bunch of guys. You know, there's a few guys down here that you might be able to, I would consider probably 5th, maybe 4th rounders. Maybe some in the late 3rd, depending on who it is. Yeah, I like Ronnie Hickman. I like Daniel Scott, but as a prospect, I like Lewis Cine better than both of them. You know, that's just the dang truth. Jaquan Brisker, Brian Cook. Then we got Skinner, who I think could be phenomenal. I want to continue to say that. I think he'd be phenomenal if paired with the right coach and he has a fire lit under his ass. Jair Brown, 16. Brandon Joseph, 17. Jamie Robinson, 18. And Trey Dean, 19. Here's 2023 draft compared to 2022 rankings via my personal analysis. All right. This is me now, you know, and I can't change last year's rankings. So last year, Hamilton was my number 1. I got to keep it. Last year, Hill was my number 2. I got to keep it. You know, but I could put, if I wanted to put Battle at 1, I could have, but I chose not to because I feel like Hamilton was a better prospect. Hill was a better prospect. Cine was a better prospect. Kirby Joseph was a better prospect. So my top 4 last year, in my opinion, were all better prospects personally than Jordan Battle and Brian Branch. That's me speaking out my heart. That's the truth. This year's draft class doesn't have, it's not a great safety class, in my opinion. I like Jordan Battle. I like Brian Branch, and I like a few of the other guys that you're about to see a little bit, but I don't know if they can be starters day one. Next was Bubba Bolden. I can't change that. I know he hasn't looked great so far, hasn't really played. So, again, we'll wait and see. Jalen Petrie at 8. Again, I wish I had him ranked higher, but I didn't. So, there he is there. And then I got Hickman, Scott, Jartavius Martin. Great coverage guy in Jartavius Martin. Phenomenal coverage. Could play nickel corner, in my opinion. Could end up being very good. Daniel Scott, 6'1", man. Fast, too. I like him a lot, too. Ronnie Hickman had some really good tape. But I don't think I could put him over Jalen Petrie. I really can't. I love Jalen Petrie coming out. Ron McKinley, Jaquan Brisker, and then we got my boy, J.L. Skinner. J.L. Skinner, man, I hope that you can pan out to be pretty dang good. 6'4", man, you have all the potential in the world. Let's see it. Brian Cook, then we got Brandon Joseph, Jamie Robinson, Jair Brown, and Trey Dean. Last but not least, my 2023 safety rankings via my personal analysis. This is it, folks, as we want to see my rankings. Well, I got Battle 1, Branch 2, Hickman 3, Scott 4, Martin 5, Skinner 6, Joseph 7, Robinson 8, Brown 9, Dean 10. Okay, real fast. Battle, to me, 6'1", he has the size, he has the speed, not great speed, but he has enough speed. He'll hit you, he'll tackle you, he'll cover. He's not the most flexible, and he make the flexions, but man, this guy's good enough. If you put him in a role that, you want him in, he can do it. Brian Branch, if you want to play a little bit more of a versatile role, a little bit of man, a little bit of zone, he's probably your guy. Hickman's another guy, just like these guys. He can be classified in this category. He can do a little bit of everything. It's more his tape than his upside. Scott and Martin and Skinner, these next three, man, I mean, it's all upside with these three. Scott, super fast for a safety. Big guy. I'm betting on this guy's upside. I hope he turns out to be really good. I think he could end up being the best. Any of these three guys could end up being the best. These three's tapes are better, but these three have probably more potential. Jartavius Martin, he's a guy that his coverage skills are phenomenal. Again, nickel corner. He may be remembered as the best guy out of this draft class that ends up switching to a cornerback, a nickel corner. And everyone was like, oh, well, why did you have him ranked as 5 at safety? But yeah, because at a safety, he's 5. But as a nickel corner, he's probably top 2 in the draft class. Really. And then J.L. Skinner, again, 6'4". I mean, man, I would love to coach this guy. I would light a fire under his ass. Believe me. Let me coach him. Okay, please. Brandon Joseph, Jamie Robinson, Jair Brown, and Trey Dean. So now let me go back. I'm going to talk to you and answer some of your fan questions. All right, I am back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Those are our safeties. So again, it's an interesting draft class. Like I said in the beginning of the video, whether or not it's going to be that good, that bad, to me, it's just, this is not a very special group of guys this year, right? There's a lot of guys that are mid, okay? Meaning, I feel like there's a lot of guys in the 3rd-ish round, late 3rd, 4th round. You might get a guy that, who knows, could end up being very good. But I'm not spending a 1st-round pick, probably not even an early 2nd. I mean, maybe late 2nd at the earliest, in my opinion. And this is being dead serious honest with you. I don't know if, unless you're in dire need of having a safety, I would not spend an early draft pick on one of these guys. That's just me. The big question is J.L. Skinner. Everyone's saying, oh, J.L. Skinner, have you watched him? Yes, I've watched him. Tape's not that good, ladies and gentlemen. I love Tariq Woolen. I thought he could be special. I think J.L. Skinner can be special. But J.L. Skinner's tape's not that good. Tariq Woolen's tape was better than J.L. Skinner at the cornerback position. The thing about Tariq Woolen that I didn't really like either was that he was a converted wide receiver. So, again, there was a lot for him to learn, but he went to the perfect coach. The same thing. If J.L. Skinner can go to the perfect coach, as I mentioned in his analysis, I didn't say coach, but I said if he can get a fire lit under his ass, he'd be fine. Now, the big debate's going to be, the top few guys. Brian Branch, he's good too. He's just a little bit undersized. So, to me, I'm going to take a guy like Jordan Battle over him, and then again, though, there's some other guys that I like too. Daniel Scott, of course. He's another guy that really just in my head, they keep on saying, put him higher, put him higher, put him higher. It's a tight race after, Brian Branch and Jordan Battle. There's a lot of guys that have a lot of potential. So again, we'll see what happens. Again, this isn't my final video, so be sure to, tune in later. I believe it'll be like the day before the NFL draft. I'll come out with my final ranking, so be sure to stay tuned for that as I update this list one final time. Until next time, we'll see you guys soon. This Saturday, April 15th, 4 p.m. Eastern, our GM 32 GM content creator mock draft will be going live. I'll be here with a commissioner and other analysts to break down who's getting chosen in our mock draft. That's one that you're going to want to tune into to see what's up. We'll see you guys soon. Peace. We are Built Better.